Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Blind
Hi.
Toes here, okay, and we're back for the new blind anime talk of this year, and I have my fun co-host Christina,
Hi.
and I'll let her tell you what we're gonna do today because I know she's really excited about this.
We are going to cover my favorite series, or one of my favorite series ever, and that is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Everyone's gateway drug in anime.
Yep, and we'll be covering book one because we'll be doing it for like the next 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And before that, I gotta show Christina something. Hopefully, she can see it. Here, can you see it?
Let me zoom in and not put my face in the screen this time. Sorry, that came out. Oh, I love it. Is that Tundra with? Yes, it is. Oh, you know how I know
How?
that checker jacket, man.
Eh, What? Oh,
That
like a
green.
nut?
Yeah, his
Nut?
jack. His yeah.
Oh,
That
so
is
not
cool.
so not his bunny mask.
Nope. I recognize him because of the because I when I saw the series the first time I was like, or not seeing it, but I saw like a clip of it on YouTube. I'm like, I ain't watching that. Why is he wearing like what kind of colorblind mess is that? Like the checkered. No offense to anyone who's colorblind. The checkered jacket that he's wearing,
and then a
and
and
I
then
was like, then I liked it.
and then a kimono.
Yeah, kimono. And you know what? I actually like his kimono, so
Yeah.
everyone changes.
No. Yeah. Cause my brother got me that for Christmas, and
That's
and
an
I
awesome
haven't.
brother.
Yeah, because like I was like, okay, then I'll definitely watch it. And he said it is on it is dubbed, so I was like, okay.
Yes, it is. It's really good. People really like episode 19. It's pretty good. Episode 25 pushed
Okay.
pushed the envelope a little bit in terms of it was wrapping up the season, and so so you're good, and then it gets a little gory, not just violent. And I'm like, oh, that's a lot of blood.
Yeah. And
I
hey,
am reaching
Pikachu.
my limit. Hey,
Yo, in darkness. Yay, blind you. Yep, definitely smash that cane, the like button with your cane. Thank you, like a ninja.
smash that like button with your cane. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you want to smash that like button with your cane, your monocular, your magnifying glass, or just smash that like button.
Yeah. Hey, Alex Roberto. Yeah, Ellie, we are doing good because like I just showed Christina my wall tapestry that I got for Christmas. It was
Is awesome.
like a demon slayer. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. Sorry, guys. To describe some of you. Yeah, it's I think blue and white and yeah. I'll let Christina
All
I'll let
right,
Christina.
so the background is white with a water dragon. There is a young boy. His name is Tanjiro, and he is a demon slayer. He's wearing a green and black checkered pattern type thing kimono, and the demon slayer uniform underneath it, which is just like I don't know, black pants and a you know like Japanese male what's the word I'm looking for here? School uniform.
Yeah, and then a
It,
bunny mask for some weird
and
reason.
oh yeah, in the bunny mask. That's to ward off demons, I believe.
Okay, yeah, because like now I'm curious about the show now.
Oh, that yeah, it's whew. But it's good. It's really good. Just whew. You can't air attack. You can't air that and Attack on Titan back to back. That's too much for me.
Yeah.
But it's good. It feels nice, and it actually, for once, doesn't have a female with huge, you know, assets.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what? What kind of lie?
Okay. Oh yeah, I got a message from Danny.
Mm-hmm.
She's not gonna be able to join, but she'll join in the chat. So yeah. So Danny, if you're watching, no worries, Danny. love
Yeah,
you
no
when you
worries, Danny. We still
yeah
love you.
yeah. And
We're
hey,
always gonna love you.
Leah join.
Hi.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
See, there she is. There she is. Danny's here. She's in the
Hey,
chat.
Danny. Danny has entered the chat.
Yes. Okay. Well, let's start because like I just love surprising Christine with that. So I gotta like to squeak a little bit. Okay. Yeah. So Avatar: The Last Airbender, Book One. Okay, not the crappy movie. Okay.
We're not talking about that. That does not
Mm,
exist. It never happened.
no. So you want to start us off with the world, Christine?
Well, you know what? First, sorry for anyone who actually enjoyed that movie. So I mean no harm. but but just watch the series and you'll see what we're talking about. But you said the world.
Yeah. So like, you want to
All
start us
right,
off?
sure. All right. So in the Avatar world, there are uh four parts. There's the Fire Nation, the Earth Kingdom, the where the air nomads live, and then there's the Water Tribes, which is broken down into, as you know, city states and whatnot. So
Yeah.
there's
So
like a
like,
mhm.
yeah. So like, so it'll be four. Let's say like a continents.
Oh yeah, like four continents, so to speak.
Yeah.
Um, and of course, you know, North and South. So the North and South have the Northern uh, Water Tribe and the Southern Water Tribe. The Air Nomads have a few air temples around the world. The Fire Nation seems to just be stuck in one part. Earth Kingdom seems that they have little city states and stuff around, but yeah, Fire Nation is just over there sequestered by itself.
hmm
Huh.
And then like for certain like people, they have the ability to bend like a different types of like the elements: fire, earth, water, and wind.
Yep, it's like in the series, it looks like it's a telekinetic connection to a particular element. So say, yep, like what you just said. They're able
Uh,
to produce, like, say, water. Just
mm-hmm.
particular, they're not able to do all except one, and that's the Avatar. Um, but yeah, so if you're a waterbender or for the water tribe, you may be able to have that connection with water. So
Yeah, water, and so think of like Tai Chi almost, where like
yeah.
you're like feeling the flow of well, like wherever element
hmm
that like you could be born into, literally.
yeah. The the martial arts design for this show, there are several different ones for different elements. I do remember Tai Chi being for water tribe members.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's some, I can't remember the name of it, but for the Fire Nation, they it's more rigid, more structured, and more just like, you know. So it's
More like a karate, almost like
yeah, more like
yeah.
karate. Air nomads is more evasive. You need to, you're avoiding contact or harm with another, which, you know, or as some people might call it, nope. The
It's
nope
either that or
side.
like it's either that or more of like a Jeet Kune Do,
Mhm.
like almost like a Bruce Lee style, just more like speed.
Oh
I
yeah.
think I think
hmm
that's only my guess.
hmm Earthbenders are more structured, rigid, and whatnot, except for one. But we'll get to her in book two.
Yes, we will.
One of my favorites.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
about it.
yeah, that's what. Yeah, so it'll be like I forgot. So like so every like 100 years, there's a new avatar. So an avatar would be they could like they're like the person is literally like a like person that brings peace to all the nations and like can control all four like elements of bending.
Yeah, so the avatar is the connection or the bridge, so to speak, between the spirit world and the human world.
Hmm.
Spirits do exist in this series, but it really doesn't go too far into that until Legend of Korra.
Hmm.
So so it expands further along with their lore and that, which I'll talk about whenever we get there,
Yes. Yeah,
because they really just don't do that in this series.
yes, and like we won't be going through all the episodes. We'll probably like be cherry picking because 20 episodes is a long, a long ways to go, and like yeah, and like this series does have a lot of character growth for like the first three, well, four characters. So you do see a lot of growth.
And
So this
that's why I love it.
yeah. So, and it is audio described, okay, for you blindies that, oh, I can only watch it if it's audio described. Okay, yeah, it's audio described for you. But truthfully, when I was binging it like the last 2 days, man, that was like pretty rough too. But
Yeah,
I
there's a
get,
lot of content.
yeah, but like I get to really thinking, you can actually really, even if there's no audio description, you can still pay attention to the story
Hmm.
without the audio description because
Oh,
it's
cool.
yeah, it is. So
You had a hard 2 days, didn't you? Oh my
yes, Neil, bending that element to your will.
gosh. Oh,
Yep, Danny, it is. Yeah, like Danny says, bending water is resemblant to like Tai Chi. So
thank you,
thank you,
Danny.
Danny. Hmm. So, you know what? Yeah, so we're just gonna start off. Oh no, why not? Episodes 1 and 2 because they both connect together.
So the boy in the iceberg and the Avatar returns.
Yeah, so like they may sound different, but it does connect together.
Yeah, yes. This is the reason I really love this series is that it's not really a episodic thing, like just an episode per episode kind of story where it wraps up and like starts and wraps up within that episode. It's a actual, like you're reading a book, but you're
Hmm.
watching it, so to
Yeah,
speak.
yeah, and like episodes do connect together, but
Mhm.
some maybe a lot, or others like in like subtle ways that like truthfully, if you don't watch it per episode, you might miss something
Yeah.
because of like the character growth though.
And
Yeah.
it has great character growth. There's one character that we're going to be introduced to in a little bit that has really good non-linear character growth, and that's what I
Yeah.
love, because some people just believe it's cut and dry, you go straight through when you're growing and developing as a person, and no, you don't. There's setbacks that you have. You may get what you want and then realize, yeah, that's not what I was looking for, so you
Yes.
may start on a different path, and that's how we
Hmm.
are as human beings, and that's why
Yes.
he's
Yeah.
one of
So,
my favorite characters.
oh, okay.
One
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah. Well, one of mine is starts off already for the first episode introducing to Katara, that's a waterbender, and then her brother, Sokka. They are fishing.
And Sokka is a non-bender, so they're in the where are they? They're in the South Pole, so they're out in the water,
Mm-hmm.
decked out in things to keep them
For
warm.
yeah,
For yeah,
first
for
and yeah, first and on the boat, and then like they're
and trying to
fishing
fish. It's Sokka's over there trying to attack it with a spear, I
beer,
think,
and
and
like
Katara's water bending,
yeah, basically just
trying.
basically like good thing there is audio description. So yeah,
Hmm.
so basically it really describes as her hand motion is like a wave motion back and forth, like literally just bending the water into a ball around the fish, and then like she's lifting it up like to like sock.
You imagine how that would be for actually if that actually existed, and people whose job it is to go fish.
Hmm.
They bring a fish just out there
It's like
trying to catch all the fish.
it's like we don't need nets.
No, that's not. We're fine. Fishing pole. Why? Oh my gosh. But yeah, she you can see that she doesn't really have control
Yeah,
over
you
her
can't
element
control it.
yet.
Yeah, no,
So
because
she
like
splashes them.
Yeah, she's passionate. And this is where where Sokka's fun comic relief comes in.
And sexism.
And sexism. Yeah, so this series does blend well like the tones very well, like the comic relief,
Mm-hmm.
the seriousness, and then the just the overall the interaction with each character very well.
It's funny because I think they said once that Sokka wasn't going to be a little like a bit of comic relief. He's going to be really serious, and it's just I think they said the voice actor reading was like, yeah, nah, it sounds funny.
Mhm. Yeah, so they fight a little bit, and then they I forgot whatever happens. All I
They
remember is
were yeah, they were arguing, and then they ended up going losing control of their boat and going downhill, getting off their boat. Their little canoe is gone. I'm like, how are you gonna get back home?
oh yeah,
And they end up on
yeah,
a
yeah,
sheet of
yeah,
ice.
yeah, and then Sokka really
Lays he
hammers
lays
down.
into her. Mhm.
Yeah, lays into Katara so bad, you're you're bending magic thing, and then she gets so pissed off.
Oh yeah, she's like, you know what? Ever since mom died, I've been taking care of everyone in my
Yeah,
tribe, and she's just yelling and losing control of her
yeah,
emotions, which is making something crack behind them, but she doesn't know. Sokka sees it. He's like, Katara,
hmm
calm centers, breathe, and she's just like, no, I've been doing everything for you, and all this, that, and the third, and you know what your dirty socks smell like. And oh my gosh, the facial expressions she was making
hmm
just screamed anime.
yeah. Basically, she got so pissed off and it
Hmm.
cracked the ice and then brung up.
A little
Uh,
boy.
yep, a little boy that's trapped in the ice.
You see glowing arrows on his forehead and arms, and
Mhm,
you're like, and thinking about it, in their position, that would be something to fear. That would be a little scared because yeah, Sokka's right there, and Katara's like, I want to go see what it is. I see a human in there,
mhm.
and I'm like, no, that looks like danger.
Yeah, dangerous. And then yeah, then they both siblings just see the cracked eyes. His
Hmm.
Then he finally opens his eyes, blue
And they're
eyes,
glowing,
blue eyes. It's like
glowing blue eyes. I'm like, yeah, that's even creepier. Oh my gosh! So Katara takes upon herself because she sees a boy in there. So she goes to break him out, and
Mhm.
it shoots a light beam up through the sky that's seen around the world, and so we that's when we're introduced to
Dang.
Aang and those who are
Ah.
seeing it around the world, which is like in the same area though, in an southern near the South Pole or near the Southern Water Tribe, where we get to see the banished Prince Zuko, who sees the
Mhm.
light, and then animals around the world are roaring and whatnot,
Mhm.
because I
Yep.
guess they feel a shift. And Zuko's dead set on regaining. We finally get to hear that he's ready to regain his honor,
Yep. His
and
honor.
yeah, and his uncle's playing cards.
Yes. Okay. My second favorite character is his uncle Iroh. Okay, his laid back attitude is so much fun. It's
He's
like
my first favorite. He's the top.
yeah, he's like, Zuko, you need to relax more, drink some tea, okay?
Hey, listen, tea is good. You know the people who drink coffee in the morning for that energy boost? I'll
Mhm.
drink tea and be like, it just gives you that moment to
I
breathe.
know, but he's like, yeah, Prince Zuko, drink some like a was it like a jasmine tea? That's my
Hmm.
favorite. Okay, so you should drink it so you can relax. Okay.
And he's like, I am calm. And like screaming. I'm like, you are not calm. Yeah, steam coming out of your nose. You are not calm, sir.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah, so this is where we first glimpse of the firebending or
Hmm.
firebenders, literally.
Yep. So while Katara's, trying to, figure out what's going on with this kid that just came out of this iceberg, Zuko is doing some firebending training, and he's like, teach me the next set. Just he's demanding. It shows that
Yep.
he doesn't want to wait. He's impatient. He just wants to keep going forward.
Yeah.
And his
Yep.
uncle's like, chill. You haven't really mastered this form yet. He's like,
Yeah.
I know this set.
No, it's like
Bruh.
Zuko, you haven't learned the basics yet. You need to learn the basics to
And he's like,
master your basics.
I read the cliff notes. Let's go.
Mhm.
I have my cheat sheet. We're done. Let's go. He's like, because he wants to use force with his fire bending,
Mhm.
and it's not really about force, is what his uncle's trying to teach him. But there are some things in life you just have to learn by yourself and learn and
Mhm.
experience, and he does
Yeah, because
eventually.
firebending for me is like you need to have a lot of control.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
because
if
like
you
you don't want
don't,
to be like oh okay, I'm just gonna put on my shirt. Oh, okay, I burned it. Oh, okay. Oh, I gotta go buy another one now.
oh my gosh. So, a this child in an iceberg. No, I'm just picturing like you just keep going through clothes.
No, right?
so so this child fall. He stands up. Sokka's like, stay still. Who are you? And he falls over because bro just came out of an iceberg.
Yeah, with like showing with like that much power.
Hmm. And so Katara catches him, and instead of going, like, where am I? Who are you? All this stuff. He's just like, you want to go penguin sledding? And she's
She's like,
like,
what?
like
Okay.
there's no high, there's nothing like that. It's just
Mhm.
you want to go penguin sledding, and I'm
Yeah,
like, and that's when we're introduced to Aang's playful personality of just
playing, having fun. Like
he
wants to
wants to have he wants to have fun. He's a
have.
12-year-old child who wants to have fun.
Yeah, that was about 100 years old.
But he doesn't know that yet.
Oh
He's
yeah, and then like for the 2 episodes, we do get flashbacks too. His flashbacks between him back then and him now,
Mhm.
how he is, and because like we get where like the monks in his air temple like told him like at a really young age that he's the Avatar.
because they sensed that there was a war brewing,
Mhm.
and there was. So,
Mhm.
in actuality, he really did need to learn that because, or be hidden away because, they may have tried to harm him in some way.
Mhm.
And so it makes sense, but they probably could have said it in a more gentle fashion. You're speaking to a child. You shouldn't really go as matter of fact, like, hey,
Mhm.
we're gonna take you away from your caretaker and we're gonna make you learn all these other elements and you have no choice. Like,
Yeah, no
sir,
choice. Yeah, yeah,
sir, excuse me.
yes, and that's where like episode 2 takes in because like he hides the fact that
Mm-hmm.
he's the Avatar.
Mm-hmm. And Qatar's beating around the bush, so to speak, of hey, you're an airbender, but an airbender, I thought they were extinct, and everyone's he's like, extinct, nah, because he doesn't know he's been in an iceberg for 100 years. Oh, we forgot about Appa.
Mm-hmm.
We forgot about his flying bison, Appa. Um, and he has a flying bison that was also in the iceberg with him.
Yep, I like Appa, and thank you, Danny. Yeah, like we are doing so much fun.
Yeah, I know I'm rambling a little bit, but the first 2 episodes really kind of submits what's going on and how the series is gonna
Hmm.
go. What was it? And, he's introduced to the water tribe, and it's a small tribe. There are no
A
men because
very small tribe. It's like
just like women and children and one teenager because
uh,
because
uh,
all the men went off to fight in a war. Like what they say, like 2 or 5 years ago. I think
yeah,
2 years ago. Maybe.
yeah, like 2 years ago because Aang literally he took his ball and ran away, and basically his Avatar state literally
He saved
made
his
him.
life.
Yeah, saved his life, but literally froze him for something more.
So
Yeah, so
yeah, like in the flashback, you get to see Aang he flew into a storm, which I'm kind of like, dude, why didn't you go, turn around? But he flew
mhm,
into a storm
mhm, mhm.
and got knocked off his bison, fell in the water, and was getting tossed around in the water. So, and is to save the avatar, the instinct was self preservation. So it froze him in a sphere of ice, and Appa as well. Um,
Oh, I like
what?
Appa is his flying bison.
Mm-hmm. Um, while Aang was frozen, the Fire Nation. I hate to say it like this, but the Fire Nation attacked, and they went to attack all of the air
Nations.
temples. They
Hmm.
attacked the air temples to find and kill the next reincarnated avatar. And so in a way he's a little lucky because they the monks were going to send him to another air temple, so he was still would have been captured or hurt.
Yeah.
So while when they committed genocide, so to speak, on the air temples, Aang's frozen, and then a Fire Nation tries to what they call spread their prosperity throughout
Hmm.
the rest of the world. So this has been going on for 100 years. There's been a war for 100 years, and Aang's unaware. So he doesn't
Because he's
understand
frozen.
why they are so mistrusting of him, of an
Yeah.
of an outsider.
Hmm.
They, is he a Fire Nation, soldier? Is
Or
he a
spy.
spy? They don't know.
Yep.
So he's like, just kind and everything. And he's just probably like, why are they looking at me like, mm-hmm, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Like the outsider. It's like,
Yeah, yeah, outsider. Like, we don't know if we want to trust you. But
oh yeah. And also, like the audio description for this series is really good. It's spot on too. Okay, so
really
yeah, no, yeah,
good.
it like from watching it from the first to the end of like the 20th episode, yeah, the audio description is really good, and it does give you a really good mental picture too, between the bending, the fighting, and then like the facial expressions. Like, yeah, yeah, it
they
does
they
tell
make
you.
them. They make them.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like, oh, downcast, facial for like
Oh,
Ang, and then like a
I
grimacing face for Katara. Yeah, it
I
does
don't
it.
mean I don't mean to jump. I don't mean to jump episodes. But what did it tell you for the foamy mouth dude who who fangirl when he got on Kyoshi?
What happened?
um, there was a foamy mouth dude with Aang. They're like, oh, he's the Avatar, and this one guy's in the crowd going, ah! And just screaming, and like foam comes up, like, oh, and passes
Oh
out.
no, no, yeah,
Did it describe that one?
yeah, it
Oh
did,
my
it did.
gosh. Okay, I was curious because that.
No, no. Yeah. So like, so basically, like yeah. So we'll finish up like these two, then like we'll hop around because like there are really funny, fun,
Funny moments.
yeah, and
Um,
like there's one too. Yeah. So
what movie?
basically, they find out that he is the Avatar, and then like basically he goes in, Aang and Qatar goes into a Fire Nation ship that they shouldn't go into.
Yeah, they were. It's forbidden to go, and Katara shows that she's that kid who's like, "All right, you told me no, I'm not gonna do it." And he's like, "I mean, to be a bender, you gotta let go of fear." And I'm like, "Yeah, but she was told no."
Yeah,
And
peer
you're just
pressure,
like, "Yeah, I know, right?"
peer
so they go,
pressure,
so they go up there. She's like, "But be careful. There may be traps and
trap,
stuff."
and
And what do they
oops,
find? What do they find?
a trap.
And
So,
it sends off like a signal flare, which then
mhm,
shows where the location of where the tribe is.
mhm,
And I'm like, "Ain't why?" So they get back to the camp, and they get back to the camp, and they're just like mistrust. The Aang gets banished, but we did forget. So Katara's when before they get into the wrecked ship, they did go penguin sledding, and
oh yes, yeah.
while they were sledding, you get to know a little bit about Katara's personality, and that she
Mhm,
says she hadn't done that since she was a kid, and
mhm.
Aang says you are a kid, and it shows that when her mom died and all the men left, a lot of the chores seem to just fall onto this girl,
Yeah,
this young girl. She's like what, 14,
I think like 13, 14, because like
13, 14? Yeah.
yeah. So like she did all the work.
And she did. I'm like, there are other people in your tribe. I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
y'all can help.
actually no,
Like,
man.
like hold up, you ain't the only one
Like
there.
yeah, like from like the look of it was like mostly kids and like
Like, some moms and stuff. And I'm
yeah,
like, they're the moms. I'm sorry, but your kid can. Since Sokka's trying to, teach them to be warriors or whatever. So he's taking care of the kids. So, ma'am, all, the rest of y'all can help. She got to do all
yeah,
this mess. Like,
yeah,
Lord, that
yeah.
girl's so used to caring for people, she doesn't know how to relax.
Mm-hmm.
So Angus, trying to show her how to relax, and she's trying to teach Aang, sometimes you got to be a little serious. So
Mm-hmm. like take things more a little bit more serious, you know.
Yeah, like there's a war. Be more compassionate.
Compare. Yeah.
But he is compassionate. Just he's a 12-year-old wanting to have fun child. So
Yeah, so it can be forgiven, but like
he's a child.
yeah, he's a child. Oh, this is the best line. Okay, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like they kick him out, but then like Zuko comes and just demands where's the
A
like
100-year-old the
yeah, I'm sorry,
Avatar.
okay. The
He's like, he should be
Sokka,
this dude. Like
yeah,
snatches
the
Grand.
Yeah, Sokka literally just runs at him, and he's like, okay,
Oh my gosh, he
that's him up.
tried.
He
He
tried,
tried.
but then like
He A for effort.
yeah.
He's like like the build up to it, and I'm like, you're running with your attack already, like, and you're like feet like just a distance away, and you're gonna run with your whole attack, like say like a football stadium. He's like and I'm just like,
Yeah, and then like
nah,
Zuko
fam.
just
Hits him.
grabs his spear and just bonks him on the head.
Yeah, just bonk, bonk, bonk. I'm like, you know what? He could have killed you. So you know what?
Yeah,
They're just there for the Avatar. Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
it.
So Aang comes finally, or whatever.
Sledding in on a penguin
Yep, yep, yep,
and hits Zuko, who flips off
yep.
somewhere.
Yep. And then like I forgot like for how long like they sparred with it. And like he goes, Zuko goes, "You're just a child," and Aang goes, "But you're a teenager."
I mean, yeah. And then Aang realizes, because Aang's playing. He's serious in a way, to not get
Mhm.
hurt, but he's playing. And then when they're he's being fired at, some kids start screaming. So he's like, "Oh, you know what? Fine. If I go with you, will you leave them alone?" He's like, "Yeah."
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
they left.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Okay, Zuko. You know what? You could have melted all their igloos.
Mhm.
Igloos.
Mhm.
You could have done all this other damage. You know what?
Mhm.
You just took Aang and left. Okay. You're bad, but okay. You could have done a lot more. So there we go.
Yeah. And then Katara and Sokka try to go to rescue him, but
Oh, that was nice.
yeah,
Aang
but
just
then
yeah.
yeah, Aang just rescues himself.
Aang's having fun because they've never fought against an airbender before, so they don't know what in the world they can do with
Mhm.
air. And Aang just like and blows and like speeds around in a tunnel,
Mhm.
running away. And just he's just Aang's having fun,
Yeah. Yeah.
escaping, and
Yes.
it was a great sequence of escape.
Yes, it was. Yes, and
Oh, but his fight with Zuko inside
ship.
inside the ship, that was
Oh
pretty
yeah.
good
Yeah.
until Aang's like, he's having fun. Then he's like, oh wait, he's trying to hurt me. So he's like, oh, I gotta end this. And like, you could have ended. You pulled a Goku. Oh my god, you could have ended this so long ago.
Like a while ago,
You
while he's like throwing fireballs at you.
you could have just ended this, like, I don't know, not 5 minutes, but like 5 minutes ago, and you're just having fun playing around, not understanding. Bro's trying to knock you out. So he just like takes his staff and just airbends Zuko into the wall and then the ceiling. And I was like, you know what? Yeah. Deserved. But you could have done that a long time ago and gotten out.
Yeah.
You
So
could have just been done.
yeah, so then finally Katara and Sokka comes in and goes, "Hey guys,
And then he's like,
really?
hey.
Yeah, really casually." He's like,
Mm-hmm. And just and Zuko, you get to learn Zuko is the embodiment of the word tenacious. He will not stop.
mm-hmm,
He literally dives after them
mm-hmm.
and still try. He kept trying. He got
Yep.
knocked into the water. He was holding on. Well, he didn't fall in the water. He was holding on to something.
Oh,
You're resourceful and you're not going
oh,
to stop.
like the I think like the staff and
Mm-hmm.
staff Sokka just bonks him back in the head.
Yeah, it's like bonk, 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 bonk,
Yeah,
and it just falls over. I'm like, it's kind of wrong, but that was funny. You had to do the
yeah,
sound effect of a bonk, and that
yes,
just
yes, yes. Yes.
it
Oh
just
yeah,
cracked me up.
yeah. Zuko is a like the prince of uh like the son of the Fire Lord. Almost forgot about
He
that.
is the banished prince,
Yes, the banished prince.
but we don't know why yet.
We will get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah, and like we'll go for three episodes, 3 and 4, because I kind of like. Actually, wait, yeah,
The next,
I kind of like episode 4, but let's go three because there's character growth for Aang.
yeah, there is. Episode 3 is, I think, the
Uh,
Southern
the,
Air Temple. Um, Aang finds out Aang's optimistic. They're beating around a bush, so to speak, to tell him airbenders haven't been seen for a while, and that would lead some older people to believe, okay, something happened. And she's
Mhm.
like, oh well, they're fine, whatever. And I'm like, oh honey,
No, yeah,
no.
like Katara and Sokka's like, no, we haven't seen like airbenders for a long while because
And
of like the
he's
war.
and I'm like, don't. They're trying to spare his feelings without
Mhm.
saying that your people are gone.
Or dead,
And
literally.
yeah, and Aang's just like, so Aang is responding in a manner where he's just like, no, they're fine, because they're not saying it because they want to spare his feelings. So
Hmm.
they get there, and Aang shows him around the air temple, but he's like, it's really quiet.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, and then Sokka finds the helmet of like the of
fine.
a fire soldier, and then
Mm-hmm.
Katara too. But then
Guitar
like
water covers it in snow, so he doesn't see it.
she's like, no, nothing.
No, no, there's nothing here. I learned a new water bending technique. And he's like, cool, but you're here. I'm here to show you around, not for you to, practice and learn and stuff. I was like, well, dang, you don't like learning, do you?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
oh,
So like they are like literally like protecting him, but like
um,
but then well, Katara is trying to protect him, but then Sokka is like, no,
we got to tell him.
yeah.
We have to tell him, and we can't protect him forever from this. So I'm like, no, you really can't, because you're like right there. You're right there. So then it goes to where Prince Zuko is, and there was damage done to their ship after they were when Aang escaped.
Hmm.
So um, so they're having their ship fixed, and they come across, I don't know if he said Admiral Zhao,
Yeah, yeah, Zhao.
and he, they Zuko's trying to keep quiet that they found the Avatar,
Hmm.
and that's when he
But
starts making jokes about Zuko being a banished prince.
yeah, so like yeah, so Zuko like just takes it, but at the same
Mm-hmm.
time,
Always getting mad.
but at the same time, like Aang's looking around, and then he goes into a room. He sees his
Monk Monkey Yatsa,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, like the Monka Kiatso. Yeah, there you
the
go.
uh the remains.
Yeah, the remains then a Fire Nation soldier. So
Mm-hmm.
he gets pissed off.
He's crying for a little bit, and it's Katara. Who finds him? Oh, it was Sokka,
Guitar.
because Katara, they were originally in the in a room showing all the statues of avatars,
Mhm.
and then they saw Momo, and they're really hungry, by the way. So this little lemur comes in, and they chase Aang, and Sokka chase after, because Sokka's like, "Come here, dinner," and
And
Aang's
like
just like, "A friend." And that's when
yeah,
they That's when Aang finds the remains of his caretaker,
yeah.
and so he's crying, and it finally hits him of what they were trying to say without actually saying it.
Mhm.
And Sokka's like, Aang, because he doesn't know what he saw yet. So he's like, Aang, I really wasn't going to eat him. I'm like, yeah, you were.
Yeah, you are.
you
Yeah,
you were hungry. You
yeah,
want some meat. You're in an air temple with vegetarians sitting there going, "Where's the meat?"
yeah, yeah. Yes, I kind of skipped ahead of the
Well,
of the
oh, you're
part.
fine, because
Yeah,
it's been like 30 minutes, and we
yeah,
we put
yeah,
on like the first
yeah, yeah. Because
oh,
we only ran through like the first like 2 episodes.
yeah.
Like
So you're good.
no, no. Hey, hey, I'm glad that like you have a way better memory than I do because like I do. I'm just like remembering like the most
I took
like
notes. I'm that nerd that sat there with a notebook going, all right, so this is what
no,
happened.
because like I just remember like the growth parts. Okay, because this episode where like he finds out everything and then like he really grows.
he
Like
he
yeah.
grieves. He gets into the avatar state, which is
Mhm.
a defense mechanism, and it allows you control of four elements. But he doesn't really. He just has air at the moment, so he's in the air, floating around, just angry. And Sokka's like, we gotta calm him down, or we're gonna be blown off the mountain. And I'm like, yeah, that's a concern.
Yeah, but like, yeah, because like he also signals like everybody.
Oh yeah, so if you saw Lord of the Rings where they lit the towers, that's or the beacons, that's pretty much what
Mhm.
it did.
Yep, yep,
Oh my gosh.
yep.
I
That
thought about that reference at 2 o'clock in the
yeah,
morning when I saw the
because
notes.
like I think he finds the remains of like Hiatsu in the like inner sanctum of like the temple though. So
Hmm.
yeah, so we're
Surrounded
all,
by fire soldiers. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yep. Then like oh, then Zuko's like okay.
Mhm. Um, they questioned Zuko's men on the ship,
Mhm.
and they said that he had the Avatar, but he let him escape. And I was like, that's not a let. I mean, you got knocked off the ship, and y'all got frozen. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Hey, like they just
you
were
didn't
like,
let anybody escape. You're trying to throw him under
no,
the bus.
no, they
and
weren't. Like, they're like, well, like you gotta admit though, Zuko was kind of being a dick.
Zuko is rage incarnate for a little bit. He
Yeah.
has reason, but he's still just he's
Hmm.
mean. He's rude.
Hmm.
You can see that there's something more to his character, but you're
Hmm.
just like, I don't like who you are right now. I can't wait for you to
Yeah.
grow.
Oh
But
yeah. Oh yeah. Like you will see the growth.
mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, he so they have an Agni Kai. It's like a fight between masters, and Zuko shows Zhao mercy. And he's like, you are weak and blah, 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 blah. Your father was right to banish you and all this junk. And then he goes to attack Zuko from behind, and Zuko's uncle stops him. And he's like, you just got promoted to whatever position he just gotten. And yet this kid who's was banished when he was like, what,
Mhm.
13, shows more honor than you. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
snap.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I like it. Well, I like Uncle Iroh
Mhm.
does pull him back a little bit. So.
And he's just like, and Zuko's just like, really, Uncle? And I'm just like, look at you growing a little bit, because you showed mercy. Because Zuko, got to say, has a scar over his left eye, and it
Mhm.
actually affects his sight.
Mhm.
I think it's blurry in that eye.
That's it.
Um, mhm. I don't know if it stayed that way, but it showed when he got it. But I'm not sure if it stays that way. But he is squinting, but that might be due to scar tissue. I'm really not
Oh.
sure. But I think it really affected his sight in
Mhm.
that eye.
Uh, yeah. So that was episode 3. Here's my favorite one, the
Mm-hmm.
Kiyoshi.
Oh, yeah,
This is
yeah,
my cause like you know why? Because like this is where you see Sokka really grew,
yeah.
Guitar's brother.
And Aang becomes a ham, so to speak.
Yeah, like yeah, basically he gets like a big headed because of it
That
of his face.
celebrity treatment.
Yep, he's a celebrity.
He's loving it. It's starts with Sokka being sexist, of course, because Qatar's fixing his pants. So she gets
Mm-hmm.
mad like anyone would and throws them at him with a big old hole still in it. He's like, I can't wear this.
He's
Aang's
like
like,
okay, okay, like, okay,
Aang's
okay,
like,
okay.
don't worry, where we're going, you don't need pants. And I was like, that's not. But because Aang really, they're like, because Aang just wants to have fun. And Sokka's like, we just made a pit stop the other day. We need to
Yeah.
keep going to the North Pole. So because they're going to the North Pole to find a teacher for both Aang and Katara so they can learn waterbending. Because
Yeah.
Aang has to learn the elements to help stop the war. And,
And like
Aang's
the
like wanting to make pit stops everywhere.
oh yeah, he goes, yeah, the flying fish. We gotta ride this animal and this
and,
animal. What's
and
the
these
map?
hog monkeys, and the hog monkeys don't
Yeah.
like to be, and they don't like anyone riding them, but that makes it fun. And I'm like, oh god.
Oh man, it's like yeah, yeah. So he's literally showing off to Katara, but then like
she
they
gets distracted and
yeah,
doesn't watch him. And he's like,
he's
oh.
like it's like what? It's like yeah. So you do see a little crush, more like between Aang
He's
and
trying. He's like, you gotta watch me. I'm just
yeah,
like,
like just showing off, flexing a little bit.
yeah. And Sokka's over there. Well, I mean, the what is it, elephant koi? Like
Yeah, yeah.
giant koi fish. He's like, well,
Mhm.
oh yeah, forgot. This series really does mess like it combines animals. So instead of like a small koi fish, they call it elephant koi because they're giant fish. Then they have like flying bison. They do have one regular animal, which is a bear.
Are you sure?
Yeah, just it is a bear. It's not a platypus bear or any other
Oh,
kind of bear. It's just a
yeah.
bear, and they're like,
Yeah.
that's weird.
'Cause I haven't noticed because like all I noticed was like the weird ones.
Oh yeah, because they combine animals. So like they have
Yeah. Oh yeah, they do.
uh I can't remember when we get to season 3, but or book 3. But there was one that they did say in season 3 that I have to mention because that should never exist, and no one should ever try to make this or crossbreed whatever. I don't care. No,
Mhm.
and that is a spider fly. Don't do that.
No.
No. Have-
Yeah. Yeah. And then like while Aang's having fun, by the
yeah,
time he's done, then they get literally jumped by
a group of warriors.
yeah, it's a group of warriors.
They took him down really fast.
Yep.
And Sokka's like, "We're the men that got us or ambushed us," and they're like, "Us women did." And he's just
Yeah.
like, "Nah."
No.
His ego just went. And he's
Shot
like,
out the roof like
"No,
no, no
not at all."
way.
He's in
You guys,
denial.
yeah, you're just girls.
So then he find out Aang's the Avatar. He airbends some marbles, and that's where the foamy mouth dude like loses his mouth, loses
Oh
his
yeah,
mind. He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
ah, and like foam comes up, and he just passes out. And like they start getting the royal treatment. They bought them a lot of food for breakfast and everything. And Katara's
Mhm.
like, we can't stay here that long because we're being hunted by the Fire Nation. And it's just like, I kind of like it here. I don't know why. And you see like fangirls outside
Mhm,
screaming
mhm,
for him.
mhm,
He's like, I
mhm.
don't know why. And Sokka, meanwhile, is over there going, they're like, are you going to eat? He's like, no. Like you're sulking in the corner because you got beat by girls. And he's
Yep.
like, he gets up, like takes food, like stack. I'm not. He's like with like food in his mouth. No, I'm not. I'm not mad at all. And
Yeah, but it's good though.
I mean, it's good though.
Then like he sees like the dojo almost, and then he goes, oh sorry, like to interrupting like your dance.
I know, right? And they're like, no, we're fighting. And he's just so
Like, we're
they
sparring.
they start to spar together, and he gets his butt handed to him again. And
Mhm.
I think he finally realizes, you know what? Okay, I can learn from them though.
No, yeah, because like basically he sulks for a bit, then like
Yeah, he does.
he goes in, he literally just bends the knee and just really admits that like I'm sorry,
I was
uh,
wrong.
yeah, like for calling you girls, you are warriors, so
And
can you please like teach me
and the head of their group says,
like
we
a
are
Suki,
girls, but we're warriors too. You can be
yeah,
a warrior and a woman.
mhm,
So yeah,
Suki.
that sparks something. He like blushes a little bit, and I was like, oh, look at
Oh yeah,
that face.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yep,
oh.
yep, and then like they make him wear a dress.
And then of course, like a little brother, Aang pops in and goes, "Hey, Sokka, nice dress," and then he disappears. I don't know. Doesn't even stop to say hi. He just like, "Hey, Sokka, like, oh, nice dress," and just
No,
goes.
yeah, like like the comic, like the comedy part of the show just is like really on point.
Hmm.
Like you're like thinking one way is like this is a nice moment. All of a sudden you get
Hey,
hey,
nice
yeah,
dress.
yeah,
Because the Kyoshi warriors wear that dress because that's where Avatar Kyoshi wore.
war.
She so they tell like what each thing symbolizes: the face paint, the
Mhm,
headgear, and all that. So and Sokka understands, that has history to their culture with where they're at on Kyoshi Island. So he's
yeah.
like, all right, you know what? I'm good. And then, as he's building himself back up and he's good, to practice fighting in this dress. And then Aang pops in and goes, hey, nice dress. And it kind of goes down the down the drain again.
He's like, dang it, like and my confidence just shot up again. Okay, but now oh great, thanks,
Yeah, yeah,
thanks for
thanks.
that.
Thanks, Aang. I needed that. I'm a man, and you just did that to me.
No, but like yeah, but like the coach, like, yeah, but then like the Kyoshi fighting style is actually pretty good though, because like they fight with
It
fans
is.
though. Yeah,
They use their opponent's strength against themselves. So
yeah,
I
'cause,
was like,
like that
oh,
reminds
that's smart.
because that reminds me of what's the martial arts? Oh, like a judo. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, because like that's more of like leverage.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And and the fans, I'm not sure if it's canon or not, but Kyoshi fought with fans because I believe that's what her mother fought with. Her
Hmm.
mother, Avatar Kyoshi, was a her parents were an earthbender and an air nomad. Actually,
Hmm.
it's just that her mom kind of rejected the air nomad ways and went off to
Hmm.
commit some crimes, and she received a spiritual taint, so she wasn't able to airbend like airbenders can. So she had to use fans, and that's what Avatar Kyoshi took from that, is to
Hmm.
use fans.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, we'll get into that different time.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was my favorite episode of like this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yep.
yep, so guys, so yeah, so this is where like we're gonna pinball around. So don't worry.
Yep. Let's see. The King of Omashu, I guess the fast way to say that is that they
Oh,
go to,
episode 5.
yeah, and
Oh yeah, Kibumi.
Meets King Boomy. Boomy, who he knew 100 years ago. This dude is still alive and kicking and is ripped. And I had a Squidward moment. If
Oh
anyone remembers the episode where Squidward sees I can't remember who it was, Squilliam, and he goes, "Oh God, he's hot." King Boomy's
yeah.
like all hunched over first, and when Aang's like, "Yeah, I'll pick you. I'll get to why in a minute." He's like, "I pick you." King Boomy's like, just like stands up, has like these ripped abs. And I'm like, "Whoa, hold on, what happened to the old hunched dude that you just wear?" And you're just like, "Huh." Like, oh. So just as a joke, I was like, "Oh God, he's hot."
Yeah, because yeah, because like
Oh,
you like because like the beginning of the episode, like you do see a flashback too.
yeah, of who thinks outside the box. He says, "What do you see?" And then, he's like, "A Mel shoot." And he's like, "Yeah, but think about the possibilities. Don't just base your expectations off of what you see."
Oh,
Um,
side note, I gotta say, poor like the guy that was selling the cabbages. Poor
Cabbage
him,
dude.
man.
Oh
Poor
man, I
him.
love Cabbage Guy. He he
Poor
he
him,
he brought
man.
in cabbages to the city, and they're like, "No, they're rotten." Throws them off like the cliff. And he's like, "My cabbages."
Or like, or like if they get squished. Yeah,
They get
man. It's
squished. So
like
Cabbage Dude pops in a lot of, "Not my cabbages." And I mean, I feel bad
poor
for
him.
Cabbage Dude.
I know.
I feel a little
Poor,
bad.
yeah, poor
Just a
him.
little, yeah. That Aang is given 3 tasks to complete. They because they're in a city under false pretenses. So I mean,
Mhm,
you can't do that. You're trying to
mhm.
hide, but you can't do that. So
Oh, yeah, like the funny thing part is like the beginning is like okay, Aang's like disguises himself and then like Guitar too. So like once they get through, it's like Guitar goes, oh yeah, like this is my grandpa, and then like my brother. Then like
we
the guard
I
goes,
can't, yeah.
yeah. Then like the guard goes, yeah, you are a responsible lady, young lady.
Yep.
Then,
Because
well, like
Aang's just where he's like, "How dare you? I have a mind to put you over my knee and pound your backside." And he's just like talking all this, old guy stuff to
yeah, the
this
guard goes,
guard.
okay,
And the guard's
okay,
like, "Mm-hmm."
okay, okay,
Like,
calm
"Okay,
down.
old man." I'm like,
No,
"Okay, old
like
man."
yeah, but like, but then like, here's the funny part too. It's like, okay, they're walking, and then like the guards are eyeing him. Then like Sokka's like, what? Like the guard goes, you son, you should like respect your elders and carry his bag.
I mean, Aang does, he fits the picture of an old dude, and you're like just walking on by, not carrying the bag. I mean, he's hunched over and everything, using a
Oh,
walking stick, which is his staff.
yeah, yeah, because I kind of phrase it around. He said, son, you look like a strong man. You should be carrying his bags.
Hmm. So Aang's like, "Yeah," and like throws his bag at
That's the funny
him.
part.
And
Yeah,
then they get
okay.
in, and Aang's hair, which is Appa's fur, by the way.
Mm.
He Momo peeks out the top, so you just see ears pop up, and he's just like, the guard's like, "What?" But yeah, they got onto the mail chute, sliding down, and ended up destroying the cabbage merchant's cabbages, and he's like, "I want the maximum punishment, my cabbages."
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
it's brought before the king, and the king knows who he is.
yeah.
Aang does not remember who he is because the last time we saw him was 100 years ago, and he was a child.
Yeah,
So
yeah, like 12.
yeah, I'm like, they look the same. That the eyes like squinted a little bit, and they have that same laugh. But Whatever. Okay, sure. For
Yeah, yeah.
convenience.
Yep. Yeah. So this is where like the three test like it comes in, and where he, yeah,
He has to
where
like
he,
he has to get a key that's in a waterfall, and he keeps trying from different angles and stuff, and eventually figures it out. Then he has to get the king's pet Flopsy, which he
yeah,
thinks is a which he thinks is a little bunny, but you
Flopsy.
turn
Oh,
around and it's a big bunny.
yeah. He's like,
It's a big
okay,
boy,
truthfully, I'm like, wait, that's Flopsy?
not big boy.
Yeah, I know. Right? Wait, really? You call that big
Yeah.
old bunny like Flopsy?
I mean, in Harry Potter, Hagrid called the three-headed dog. This I can't
Oh,
pronounce the
Fluffy,
name.
Fluffy,
He
Fluffy.
called him Fluffy. It's a giant three-headed dog. I mean,
True.
so So and then the third task is he had to pick somebody and fight them in a duel. So he said, I can pick anyone. And there's this guy like decorated out in like swords and stuff, and another one that looks like a big old macho guy. And then Aang's like, you said anybody? And he's like, yeah. So he says, I pick you then. And he's like, bad mistake. So if you
Mm-hmm.
were playing a game, it would be critical error. Because
Oh,
Boomy's ripped,
yeah.
man.
Oh, yeah. Like quick too, Danny says, like that's typical for Sokka, but like that's why she likes Sokka.
Yeah, it is because Sokka learns.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, and like she says, King Boomy is her favorite episode.
Yep, because King Boomy's just yeah, I'm a crazy king, and then he straightens up, and you're just like, wait, what happened to your hunchback? what happened to the what happened to the hump, sir?
Oh, and Danny says, I love Cabbage Guy's redemption in Korra.
Oh, that's messed up. I think the merchant was used as a plot, not a plot convenience, but in a it was used by the villain of that book, so to
Yeah.
speak. He was used, but he's just like, not my cabbage corp. So yes, the cabbage merchant did eventually start a cabbage corporation. Not my cabbage corp.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was great.
So by the end of like episode 5, like he finally figures out that's like Boomy, his friend.
Mhm. And he tells Aang, listen, you have to learn your elements and stop trying to, because the whole time he's fighting him, he's like, typical airbender, evade, not attack. Eventually,
Mhm.
you're going to have to attack. And he's trying to get Aang to understand you're going to have to attack at some point. Don't just keep evading. And Aang just really, was raised to not do that. So it's a little hard. Actually, it's really hard for him to do that. Even when he learns the elements, it's still hard for him to go off and do like a finishing blow to not to kill you, but even just to knock you out, and can't do it. So it's a toughie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that is also a like a good lesson for him too, because like sometimes you have to attack.
Yeah, and he understands enough to go for it. He can't finish it, but
Hmm.
it's okay because again he's a 12-year-old child, and
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
expectation.
yeah, yeah, yes. Well, I like yeah. So sorry, guys, for taking the first almost an hour for the first 5, but they should give you a good glimpse too for like the
Um,
first book. But we still have time to pinball around like a couple more episodes. So
uh, let's see. There was imprisoned, and just to hurry through it so we don't get stuck would be they were near a Earth Kingdom settlement that was taken over 5 years previously to by the Fire Nation because they
Earth,
have a coal mine nearby.
yeah, Earth Settlement.
And yeah, and they are looking for food. They find a market and stuff, and they find this kid who's earthbending, but he runs away. It finds out earthbending is forbidden there, and anyone who's earthbending is taken off onto a ship in the middle of the ocean, like the movie.
Mhm,
Anyway,
mhm.
I'll let it go. I'll let it go. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Katara stages a whole thing to get captured. This episode's called In Prison. She stages the whole thing to get captured, and long story short, she tries to incite a rebellion. Um, on the ship, and they're like, no, we're trying to stay alive. We're not trying to fight. We're trying to live. And she's like, Katara has a mentality of, maybe you'll survive. And I'm like, not everybody who starts fighting and starting in a rebellion is going to make it out alive.
Yeah,
And you have a
yeah,
lot of older people there. So they're trying to get her to understand. She comes up with another plot, which is to, well, actually, Aang noticed that there's black smoke coming out. So they have coal, which means
yeah.
they have earth. So he airbends earth through, and eventually they're able to actually fight their captors back. And they actually, yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, he literally blows. I think like not bends, but blows a bunch of coal from the like mine up through this little shaft. Like so,
Yeah, it was a lot of coal too.
yeah,
And they fought back because they had the means to do so.
yeah.
But to note, they were on a metal ship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to spoil it for book 2, but do you know who I'm talking about?
Uh-huh,
Who
uh-huh.
learned? Yeah, I don't want to spoil it. But
No,
if
no,
she
no.
was there, she probably would have been able to,
Yeah,
get
no, no,
herself out.
no,
But
no.
so that was episode 6.
Yeah.
She got them to get their fighting spirit back.
Mm-hmm. And
So,
do you want to say like leave episode 7, 8, and 9 for them like to watch?
hmm?
You want to leave episode 7, 8, and 9 and 10 for them to watch, or like you want to like discuss it too?
um, a quick rundown, I suppose.
Yeah,
It's
we
just
could.
it's just that there are
Oh,
no
okay.
really
No,
no
'cause
spirits, and you're
yeah.
introduced to one of the spirits in those
Oh, okay.
episodes.
Yeah. So I think like yeah, because like episode 7 and 8 actually do work like together, anyways.
Yep, there are Winter Solstice Part 1 and a Winter Solstice
So
Part
this is part
2.
two because
Where
this is where Aang learns to communicate with the spirit world.
Yep, and that's pretty much what we can do because they camped somewhere, they were found out,
Hmm.
and luckily it wasn't by anyone bad, and they were able to help this settlement with a very angry spirit. Then the next episode, he communicates with his previous life form,
Life,
Avatar Roku.
yeah, I like Roku. Then like Roku like guides him towards the spirit. I think.
Yep,
Oh, no,
and
yeah,
his dragon does.
yeah.
And he let's see. Long story short, he's telling Aang, you have to try and defeat the Fire Lord before this comet comes,
Hmm.
because he's going to get really strong. And listen, this you're on a time limit.
Hmm.
So that is episode 7 and 8. Episode 9 is called the Waterbending Scroll, where Katara steals
Oh,
a scroll.
oh yeah. I gotta talk about this one because like this is also my favorite too because this is where, yeah, like this is where like she starts teaching Aang like the basic stuff, and then since Aang's the avatar, he just gets it down so easy. So she slowly gets a little bit like competitive, but like
and
jealous.
Aang picks it up like it's breathing for him, and Katara's over there struggling. She's like, "You just gotta push and pull, push," and Aang's just like juggling water and everything. And she's like, it's like when you study so hard for something, and
Uh-huh.
someone who you barely shown what to do is like, they're better than you at it,
It's
and you're
like,
like, they're like, my degrees, man. Like, what the heck?
yeah, it's
Like,
like
I have all this knowledge.
yeah, and I put all the practice into it. What the
All
heck?
this practice, I've been up all night, and you're over there
Yeah.
like juggling water. Like, look what I can do.
She's like,
And then he sits there going, "You gotta push and pull," like try to instruct her. She's like, "No, hold up, full stop," and she's mad.
no, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And then like they like literally like we're just gonna breeze through this episode because like it's kind of a long one because like they kind of
Yeah,
pushed it out a little bit, but
yeah.
like
She stole a waterbending scroll.
yeah, from a pirate, like
Yeah, so the
pirate.
series has pirates.
Yes, pirate. So technically, it's not really stealing when you're stealing from pirates anyway. So
Yeah, okay. Still theft, but I get you. I get you.
yeah.
They lose the scroll. Sokka has it at the end of it. He's like, "What did you learn?" And she's like, I shouldn't steal. And he goes, good, but here you go. And has a scroll. She's like, ah.
Yeah, because like before then, like if they were like really, she was being like really competitive with like Aang to learn at least something from the scroll too.
Mm.
The
Yeah, she
water
would
whip.
not. She was holding on to that. She's like, nah, this is mine. I'm
Yep.
gonna learn it first, and then I'll teach you. And she's like, all right. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, but then like she does the water whip, but then like Aang just watches her for a little bit and then does it. Yeah,
Oh, she's. And
yep.
she hit Momo, didn't she?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Poor Momo.
Oh, I know, right? Oh.
That must hurt.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. So like, truthfully, yeah, because like my favorite was like episode 9 and 4.
mm-hmm.
Hey.
Episode 10 is when they get introduced to Jet.
Yeah, yeah. Well, oh, like we can just like leave it to them, you know.
Yeah, well, Jet does come back in book 2.
Yeah.
It long story short, Jet is a character who is his whole mindset, his whole very existence is to get revenge on the Fire Nation, which means if you are a member of the Fire Nation, he wants you gone. It doesn't matter
Mm-hmm.
if you're not doing anything wrong because you were born in that area, born Fire Nation, you
Mm-hmm.
are inherently evil and you need to go.
Yeah.
He tried to, long story short, he tried to
Destroy
drown
a.
a whole village
Yeah.
or flood a whole village because they were Fire
Fire.
Nation citizens.
Yeah.
And they, this village, they weren't doing anything. Jet's family was killed by Fire Nation members, and he's just he doesn't like anyone in the Fire Nation.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also Katara's first crush, and Aang doesn't really appreciate that. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, and Danny says yeah, like he blows out the coal, and it was epic for like the
Mm-hmm.
yeah episode 6. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, he does. I think he did. Yeah, because they used something from that episode to do it again, where they're blowing it through air vents.
yeah, and Danny says that episode was hard to watch because like the kids.
Yeah, babies.
Oh yeah, yeah. She says she still gets it, but it's sad. Yeah, hey, I do agree with you, Danny. Yeah, because like they're all like orphans, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that it is pretty sad.
Yeah,
That
I think like
in
e-
war,
truthfully, like episode 11 was more like a filler episode.
the Great Divide.
Yeah, because like
I gotta watch it again because I remember it was a secret tunnel, but
yeah, but
yeah.
because like it didn't really add much to it.
I think that was the episode that people tended to hate so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
because Nickelodeon's not really, no offense to Nickelodeon, they're not really used to something that you watch like you read a book. They're
Mhm.
used to just airing whatever episode, it doesn't have, it's not going towards the plot. So the only
Yeah.
episode that they could think that doesn't really, is conducive towards the plot is The Great Divide.
Yeah.
And I do remember seeing that episode a lot. Like, oh my God, why?
But like here, episode 12, like where
The
you actually
Storm.
the storm where like you get to see both growth in Aang and Zuko, where like the backstory for Zuko too.
Yeah, and what happened with Aang, that
Yeah.
they're I won't say paralleled,
Mhm.
but they have a bit of a connection, so to speak. Did you want to talk about Aang's or Zuko's
Let's
part in that?
let's go with Zuko's because like we'll leave Aang for like the people to watch because like I think like Zuko is
Well,
like
we kind of already covered that one with Aang
no,
anyway,
yeah,
and
but
Zuko's is more interesting.
no, it is
Well,
it
not
is
more interesting, but
no because like I think like Zuko's more fun to talk to.
Mhm.
I like to talk about
Yeah. So there's a storm brewing, and they
they're
Aang
on the
is afraid
ship.
of the storm,
Yeah,
and Zuko is like, "We're gonna head into the storm," and they're like, "It's a bad storm. We may not, survive." And he's like, "You questioning my authority?"
yep, and like yep, but like his typical hot-headedness, and goes,
Yeah,
you
he's
know
trying
what?
to flex.
Yeah, it's like I don't care about you guys. I only care about myself. So who cares if the ship gets wrecked
He,
and you guys die? I don't care. like the guys like okay,
Mhm.
like the audio description, like describing this like fire soldiers walking by with a with a smirking face because like he heard that, and then Ira was like, "Oh no, no, don't worry," like
Yeah,
uh,
they
he he cares
they're
about you guys.
yeah, so they're holding a little secret meeting, like what you do after work when you're venting when you had a
Mhm.
if you work retail and you had a rude client. So they're doing the venting and stuff, and they or rude customer, and they're talking about Zuko, and Iroh chimes in with what he knows and why Zuko's the way he is, and it shows a flashback to Zuko before the scar.
Yes, yes, because like when he was, I think, like what, 12, 13.
Yeah, he spoke out at a meeting that his father invited him to, the Fire Lord. But
Mm-hmm.
apparently, because he questioned the Fire Lord within the Fire Lord's meeting room, even though
Rook,
he was questioning the War Brain,
like
sorry. He
you
was
know,
questioning mhm.
no, yeah, because like he thought that like he was questioning the general that made the
Yeah,
idea, but
because
like
they wanted to sacrifice a whole slew of people for
like
war.
soldiers,
Yeah,
yeah,
whole soldiers for war. And Zuko's like, these
no,
people love our country. We can't do that. But because
yeah,
he spoke out,
yeah, out of
um,
turn,
out of turn, seen as disrespectful, and they, fight to, for
yeah,
your honor, so to speak.
yeah, like the Agni Kai. So basically, Zuko looks at the general, but no,
He's like, yeah, I
like
can take them.
yeah,
I can take
but
this, dude. It's okay. It's gonna
yeah,
be a little challenge, but probably a walk in the park.
yeah, but no, no, like his dad stands up and no, like
It
you're
was
fighting
him,
me.
and he refused. He did
Hmm.
not want to fight his father, and his
No.
father called him weak. Zuko's crying. He's apologizing. He, just everything that not fight his father, and his father's demanding he fight him, and Zuko refuses, and his father, while Zuko's kneeling in submission,
Hmm.
so to speak, he
He burns
firebends
them.
at his son and he burns him in the face.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's not just a little bit of a burn or whatever. No,
Nope, it's a lot of a burn. Yeah, because like the
it's a
audio
lot.
description described it too. Yeah, yep. He got burned. Yeah, because I'm saying again, the audio description on this is on point. Because when I could see, yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, he burned him in the face,
Hmm.
and he told him pretty much, he banished him as well, and told
Hmm.
him, you have to find the Avatar to regain your honor. So
Hmm.
Zuko's bent on regaining his honor,
Hmm.
thinking that that's what his honor's tied to. That when he comes back home, his father will love him.
Hmm.
That his father will, welcome him back with open arms, good job, and everything.
Hmm.
And that's
Yeah,
what he wants. But is it?
yeah. Is it because like if you guys notice when you start watching it, you start to notice that Zuko is not like his dad.
Nope. He's not like you or his sister. That's book two.
No, yeah, like too, because like
She crazy.
we get to see glimpse of like that, like he does care, but not much, but he does care.
Zuko Zuko cares. His dad, mm, fire spreads and corrupts is
Hmm.
all I can really say. Because they say I think he wasn't like that when they were little, but it just
Hmm.
yeah. He seems corrupted and a little crazy.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um but yeah,
So
so
yeah,
the
and like yeah, and that was episode I think 12.
yep,
Uh,
the
I,
crew learns a bit more about
hmm.
Zuko, and he sees the Avatar fly over, and
Hmm.
they're going further into away, but into a storm. And Zuko decides he wants to keep his men safe, so
Hmm.
they go away from the storm. And it's been like, oh, a light shining, like, okay, he's not just because they're thinking he's just a spoiled, banished prince,
Hmm.
and now they have a fuller story of or
Hmm.
fuller understanding of why he's the way he is, and it's more like pity, I
Pity.
suppose, or
Yeah.
compassion, pity and compassion towards suffering he went through. Because yeah, they're
Hmm.
grown men, so they can understand that Zuko's not looking for what he doesn't want. So to speak. He
Hmm.
thinks he wants it, so they can understand that. And Zuko's like what 16, 17,
Yeah.
thinking that's
Yes.
what he wants.
Yes. Yeah, and like we're gonna skip a bit because
Yep.
it's like we're running like almost like more than an hour or so. So we'll
Yep.
go episode 16 and then 18. Oh, wait, no. How about like 19 and 20?
You said 19 and 20?
Yeah, so we like 16. We go to 16 because that is also a pivotal point too for Aang too.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so episode 16. That is the
The trainer.
deserter.
Yeah, yeah, the deserter. Thank you.
Was that Zhang Zhang the deserter?
Yeah, Zhang Zhang, the I think like the was he a general or something?
I'm
Yeah,
not sure. I don't
yeah.
even. Mhm.
No, oh well, yeah. So he was a first fire soldier deserter.
Yeah, so they find a firebending master for Aang. And
Mm-hmm.
he is a hard taskmaster. And it doesn't really work with Aang, who is more
Free,
carefree and wanting to
like a
play.
play carefree and wants to learn everything quickly, but Zhang Zhang wants to instill in him discipline, patience,
And Aang lacks both of those things.
Yes, he does. Then.
um, he he wants to play because, like waterbending, Aang has he is able to grasp firebending very easily. Um, but he wants to play with it. He's juggling fire, playing with it,
Mm-hmm.
and he was told, don't do that, and he does it, and Qatar's telling him to be careful because you can really hurt yourself with that,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
he's playing and ends up accidentally burning Qatar's arms,
Yeah, arms and
her hands,
yeah, her hands, her hands.
her hands,
Yeah.
and he kind of says he never wants to firebend again. And I'm like, no, you shouldn't just be playing. Oh my god, stop playing with
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
That's it.
Like a guitar tells him that too. He's like, no,
Mm-hmm.
like you need to learn it.
You still
Like,
gotta learn it. It's
yeah,
just you were playing. Just don't play. Lord, don't play with it.
mhm.
It's
Yeah.
not
So
something
like,
to play
yes,
with.
yes. So this is where like you still uh kind of are a little bit annoyed with Aang. Yes, he's still kind of a
He's
hard
too.
headed.
He's still 12.
Yeah,
He's still a
yeah,
child.
yes.
I know you're like I wasn't that hard headed when I was 12. Some people are.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not
No.
me. Not
But
me. But
like
yeah.
this is also yeah. This is where like you see him really grow,
Hmm.
like not like really grow, but just grow enough where like okay, there's a time to play and time for learning and discipline.
Yeah. Yeah. He does learn that, and Katara also learns that she's a healer.
Mm-hmm.
She puts her hands in water, and they start glowing, and she's like, "What?" And the scar or the burns are gone, and Zhang Zhang walks up, and he's like, "Oh, so you are a healer?" And he tells her he's always admired the Water Tribe because you know you can also heal, and he really just he's I guess not happy with the destructive nature of firebending. But
Mm-hmm.
to me personally, fire is life. It's heat. It's you have to have respect for the element that you have,
Yeah,
and he
and
kind
like,
of just sees the destructive aspect of it.
but at the same time, like he does respect it too.
Yeah,
But then like whoever he's training, he's literally trying to instill that
yeah.
to his people,
His
or like
former student was actually Admiral Zhao,
Zhao. Yeah,
who just he just wants to destroy stuff. He doesn't even think about it. He's just like burn it all down and move on,
yeah,
and has
yeah.
no
While like
respect for it at all.
no, and then like while Aang's fighting him, he really realizes that like that's Zhao has just pure power,
Hmm.
and then like he uses it to his advantage and make Zhao burn all of his ships.
Yeah, he did. And I'm like, what did you say about Puerto Zuko having a destroyed ship? What were you talking about a couple episodes ago? You
Oh
remember
yeah,
that? You remember
yeah,
that?
yeah.
You remember that, Marshall? Yeah, you remember that? Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry guys, and spoilers too. Okay, I forgot to mention that at the beginning. Oh well. Oh well.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's time for the wrap up because we're going more than an hour. So you wanna just I'll let you go for
Yeah, it is.
like the 1920
19 and 20. Alrighty. Let's see.
is
That is The
the North
Siege of the North Part 1
and
and
two.
The Siege of the North Part 2. They make it to the northern, not northern, the North Pole,
Yeah.
and Aang finds a teacher, Master Paku. But Master
Oh,
Paku, the Northern Water Tribes, genders has gender roles. The women do not fight; they learn healing, and the men are warriors. And Katara wants to fight, and yeah, Sokka also meets another girl that he's crushing on. Her name is Yue, and she
yeah.
is
Yeah.
beautiful. So
You know,
he's
like
you
white
know
hair. You
yeah. So he he's crushing him, and she's like, I can't, because she's been betrothed or whatever.
Yeah, like
So
basically arranged marriage. But
and
then
they're
like yeah, like but then like Sokka's like, oh no, like we just hang out. Yeah, right, you hang out.
yeah, you want Yue, and then but she
Yeah.
wants to do that for her culture and everything. And
Mhm.
Sokka's just like, there's some people who say, fine, I love who I love, and there are some people who get stuck in, I should do this because of my culture,
Yeah.
and she feels stuck. I mean, she got an out. It's not a great out, but she got an out.
No, no,
It's
yeah,
not a good out for that, but I mean, she got an out.
no, yeah, she did. But like at the same time,
She's
like
got a
this really
messed up out.
does like also show too, you know, like different cultures too,
Hmm.
and like and how they work too.
Yep. What was it? They're having a war meeting, and all their information is is 100 years out of date because they um and so Sokka gives them some knowledge about that. Katara is able to actually join in on the classes after she fights Master Paku.
Oh yeah, and it's then like she actually does like pretty good
She
too.
did a good job. She's very innovative, and
Yeah.
use your surroundings to your advantage. And who she did, she lost her necklace in the process, and he picked it up and realized he carved that necklace
Mhm.
for her grand. He was
Mhm.
giving that to her, as for marriage, but his grand or her grand didn't want. Yes, they call her grand.
Yep,
Didn't
yep.
want
It
to
is.
marry him,
No.
and she so she left and went to the South Pole.
Mhm.
And he has a realization and invites her to his classes.
Well,
And
because like even though like too, I gotta admit too, yeah, there are growths for side characters too.
yep, side character grew real fast when he held that necklace and realized that she still went on to have a
No,
family.
yeah, 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 yeah.
She's like, no. So,
Mhm.
actually, in the comics, they do get. Oh no, actually, I think they covered it in the book 3. They did actually get together again.
Oh, okay, okay,
Um, that was just the comics, but that's my bad.
okay, okay.
um, then the Fire Nation attacks.
Mhm.
Prince Zuko goes off on a solo mission and to try and capture the Avatar, and yeah, they try to lay siege to the north.
Oh,
Katara and Zuko had their fight. Zuko
oh
realizes,
yeah,
oh, she got a master, so she knows some stuff. So they're
yeah. So
fighting. She's protecting Aang's body while he's
yeah,
in the spirit world.
yeah, because like he realizes that Aang realizes that like that they do need the spirit of the sea and moon.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Um.
and
Oh.
Zhao's trying to kill these spirits though.
Oh. I forgot.
Yeah.
Zuko did capture Aang's body,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
and
After like the epic fight with
yeah,
like
after the
Katara.
fight, yeah, after the fight, he did get Aang's body while Aang is in the spirit world, and he gets trapped in a cave with nowhere to go,
Hmm.
which just remember, he planned, but he didn't have anywhere to go because he didn't finish planning. He
Hmm.
just went in without thought of, okay, but what if I succeed? Where am I going?
Yeah.
He just went in.
No.
So, like, he didn't have a rendezvous point with his uncle, nothing like that at all. He was just like, I'm just gonna go and do this, and I'll figure it out along the way. which is his uncle's trying to teach him, don't do that. Have a plan. You can die. Have a plan. And they actually thought about leaving Zuko in that cave, but Aang said if we leave him, he'll die.
Yes, yeah,
So
because
they
like
brought him with them.
yeah, so because like
Mhm.
well because like because like they're the good guys, so they have to do
Yep.
it anyway.
Yep. And Admiral Zhao kills the moon spirit, which is a koi fish.
Well,
The
Burns did. Though.
he
What?
killed that.
Oh,
It was
really? Did?
yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
He picked it up in a sack and just fire bent at it. And,
No, well, like, well, no, like he put it in the pond and then
oh yeah.
flamed it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. And then the scenery turned red.
You mean like the moon turned red for a bit,
Yeah, it's like
and then
reddish,
like,
then like gray, and
yeah,
the
and then
shimmer.
like, and then Sokka's crush, Yuki,
UA.
yeah, like Yue said that,
Mm-hmm.
that like when she was born, she had like a part
She
of like,
was
like the
on the
spirit of
moon,
of the moon.
and she was really sick, and they feared she wouldn't survive, so they put her into this water where the koi fish were, and
Mm-hmm.
her black hair turned white, and it gave her life. So she's opted to return the favor. And as
Mm-hmm.
I said, it was a dark joke, and I do apologize. That's when I said she had an out from that whole betrothal.
Mm-hmm.
She gave her life, the life that she was given years ago, back to the koi fish.
Yeah.
And Aang then became a giant. I don't know what that was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A giant fish, giant spirit fish. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Like basically, like the audio description was like this giant spirit, koi fish, literally just surround Aang.
Giant koi.
Yeah, basically, then like Aang's in like the freaking
Out
uncontrollable, like a water bending, like an avatar state.
yeah.
Yeah, so basically, picture this, guys: a big old spirit blue koi fish just going on like a rampage, literally, just a rampage.
Rampaging fish.
Yeah.
You imagine an update from like whatever news you have going. Update in the northern water tribe. There is a giant spirit koi fish attacking the Fire Nation. That's but yeah, it the water tribe members bow to it. The fire soldiers, they were running from it, which is a very real reaction when you see Godzilla water fish walking towards you, and
Yeah.
it destroyed some of their ships. And what happened? Admiral Zhao, he refused help. Zuko reached out a hand to help him and save him from
The
being
spirit.
part of the spirit, and he thought about it. He's like, mm-mm, and turned his head and just went down that way.
Yep. Yeah.
You don't. Admiral Zhao's gone. He pops him, but he does pop up in the Legend of Korra though.
Yes.
But yeah,
But like
that's
we'll cover that. Like,
yeah. When we get to Korra,
yeah.
because he's in the fog of lost souls now.
Yeah. Oh, and like a hey, Jordan. I like Jordan
Hi.
Morning. Yeah. Yep. And Danny does agree on the like the different cultures too. So like guys, yeah. So that's the ending for book 1, Water.
Yep, that is
Oh,
the ending. Oh, you do get a peek at
Lord.
Fire Lord Ozai sending out his daughter Princess Azula to get to capture Zuko and her brother and uncle, because they are now deserters.
Mm-hmm.
Zuko and Iroh are seen cutting off their, I think it's called a top knot.
Yeah. Like
They're
the
cutting, yeah, to, because they did try to kill them. So
mm-hmm.
so like, okay, my own country trying to kill me. So you know what? I'm a so to speak, not turn your back on it, but yeah, they cut off their hair, like they do
Yeah.
in some shows to show that some growth, and they're now refugees, I suppose,
Yeah, they are. Yeah. So this is where
and hunted.
yep, and hunted like the Avatar. So this is
Yeah,
where like, we're gonna
the
stop
hunted
here.
The hunter becomes the hunted.
Yep. So it's been an hour and a half. So
Yep,
sorry, guys.
I see
But,
that. Yeah, it is 2:29.
yeah, but sorry, guys. Okay, but like we love our well, not really tangents because like we really love this like anime or anime
Hmm.
series and stuff. Okay, so
Ooh, you just triggered a bunch of people calling it an anime.
well,
Ooh.
I know. Well, anime.
I'm
This is all,
joking.
yeah, because like anime. Yeah, because like animation, but anime for short. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, there are the comments. There we go.
Yeah, so hopefully you guys got a really good was it description of the series. I say go watch it. It's really worth it. With or without audio description, but if you are gonna watch audio description, it is on Netflix with audio description. Okay, and the description is really good. And Netflix does have all three books, and we will be covering book two, Earth, next month with my same co-host, Christina.
Yep. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. That
Mm-hmm.
was that was nice. But yeah, this was book one, Avatar: The Last Airbender. The book is called Water. The
Mm-hmm.
next one will be Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's book two, and then book three is Fire. So
Mm-hmm.
instead of seasons, they call them books.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's an actual physical graphic novel copy. There are, but I heard it's hard to find comics um, of them that tell a little bit more of a story besides what we were able to see, um, and cover some loose ends that they had in the end of the series. Um, but I did hear it's a little hard to find. I do wish that they did make it a graphic novel though,
Mm-hmm.
or like a Harry Potter book. Well, probably graphic novel due to
Yeah.
how the visuals are. But no, maybe in the future.
No. Yeah.
Maybe after the Netflix adaptation.
Well, hey. At least they won't have M. Night Shyamalan. Okay, directing it. Okay, so like that's
I
yeah.
mean, he was good with The Sixth Sense. I think he directed,
Yeah, that's the only
but
movie. That's his only movie.
but
Yeah, yeah.
but not. I mean, I don't want to go on a rant about how you literally had a script right there, that you had a complete series right there. I don't want to. I don't want to, because I guess what he wanted to do was be more true towards where they were cultural speaking, but he kind of just flip flopped it, and some people call it whitewashed. I don't really know. I just know that
No, because like I think he like oh the books is in the series. He
yeah.
he just couldn't decide, so he's like, you know what? I'll just squish them together.
No.
That's what he did. Like it
I
just didn't.
mean, I have many pet peeves about that. Where you're the imprisoned episode that we were discussing. Instead
Mhm.
of having them on a boat in the middle of the ocean, you're gonna have them on land, and I'm like, no, that's not what you do with Earthbenders.
Mhm.
You don't do that.
Yeah, so like he tried, but no.
He tried.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and he didn't want to make a character have a disability in the
yeah,
second one. I was like, okay, that's hurtful.
yeah.
I
I know.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah. uh,
Yeah, so this was like book one, okay, guys.
mhm.
Water. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hey, come on, right? Like, don't you just love our long tangents and stories? Come on, we are amusing. No, just kidding. Yeah, we'll do like a little bit better to control the time. But hey,
Yeah.
come on,
Just give nice summaries for the episodes, because book two is gonna have a lot of gonna
episodes,
have a
right?
lot of good ones.
Yeah, yeah. So like, so hey, we're doing our best to like to summarize it, but like this series is a lot harder.
It's a
Because,
little, yeah, it's really hard to summarize because
yeah,
there's so much information.
yeah, because like especially per episode, it's like even though like the filler episodes there are like here and there, but they do have small growths for the character, so it's kind of hard to summarize it.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so like Christine says, this is more like a book, so from episode to episode to episode.
Yeah,
So
it watches like a book.
No, yeah, yeah. So it's really hard. So, but hey, so I'm gonna wrap it up. Hey, so if you want, like, so hopefully you guys can hit that like button and subscribe with your toes. Okay, you can do that too. Hey, can't help it. Okay? Hey,
As
and like,
someone says, smash that like button with your cane.
oh, yeah, I like it. That's blind new. And if
Hi.
if like you if you guys wanna bug me on Twitter, I'm at blind toes. So go ahead, and bug me there too, if you want me to. I'm on there a little bit a lot and puttering around like YouTube on other people's streams, and you will definitely see my co-host Christina from because like I bumped her from a guest to a permanent co-host
Hi.
because
Thank
yeah
you.
because he's fun to talk to. So okay, so and my other guests, no, not guests, but co-host Danny, Pikachu,
Yep.
like
Danny's in the chat.
yeah, so you will be seeing her soon too. The second blind anime talk to will be discussing Castlevania, like the Netflix series. So look for that on January 22nd. Next Friday, I'll be doing a 50 something question tag that Carrie from Live Accessible tagged me in. So you're gonna see me with a Pikachu doing a live stream for that. That's next Friday, 1 1 p.m. Eastern too, and I will also be doing a third blind anime talk at the end of this month too, with Pikachu doing Clan Ad too.
Oh, that'd be fun to watch.
Yeah, yeah. So
Can't wait for that one.
oh yeah, oh no, yeah. Well, I'll be having like to binge that series like in like 2 days too. Yeah, so yeah, so
You're gonna have a fun. You're gonna have some fun days. You're like, oh my god.
no, yeah. Well, like that's why I had fun with this because like 2 days, but like it was perfect though. Yeah. So guys, so I'm not gonna keep you guys any longer because you guys either canceled out of hopped out of like probably half of it, but don't worry, you guys can just replay it and watch us talk about this some more. Okay, so bye.
Bye.